Rest in peace, Gobblegums. Roman W is going to show us exactly why Gobblegums might come back and ruin COD Zombies, or have they already? Shout out to my mans. This is Gobblegum gameplay, man. What can I say? Miss these homies back in the day of BL3. I love them. Love a kiss them on the mouth.
November 6th is when we first got our hands on Shadows of Evil, and oh my god,
real.
2015 was a blast.
It was an incredible year.
The get-go offered us a brand new crew, the addition of...
I don't think I've ever been more hyped for something than The Giant and Shadows of Evil at the same time for BL3. I remember watching it when I was like 15, 16 years old, and I was like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. And it was.
Giant, a remaster of the
was so awesome.
Reese from World at War and Black Ops 1. And we also got this brand new map called Shadows of Evil.
Everybody hated it at first, you know?
City of Morgue City.
Exactly.
But in this reveal trailer, we were shown a brand new feature getting added into Call of Duty Zombies, Gobblegum.
True.
And in this video, I'm going to tell you a 3-part recount of what actually happened with this feature and how it led to the overall demise of the treatment towards Call of Duty Zombies. So
interesting.
Back, relax,
I'm curious to hear this.
I'm
curious to hear this.
It's going to be a really long one.
Yeah. The curiosity, you know, COD Zombie gamers got that Easter egg curiosity.
Finally getting our hands on Black Ops 3, we got a chance to look at the new Zombies menu and its new features. This not only included Dr. Monty's factory, a place for you to be able to spend your new currency, Liquid Divinium. We'll come back to that. For now,
a place for me and no J456 to spend $20 billion each.
Focus our attention on how this system actually worked on launch. You had your classic Gobblegums, which were, you know, alright benefits, such as in-play inside, making you become blind to zombies for 20 seconds. But then you flip the other side of the coin and you get the Mega Tab.
Them good goods.
Gobblegums on steroids.
Oh,
to
yeah.
get these Mega Gobblegums, you needed Liquid Divinium. And new currency you got by playing the game, by doing stuff in-game, such as buying doors, buying the mystery box, any purchases, really. We were all ecstatic about this.
Which was a really great way for them to do it. I was wondering, like, how they would have made it purchasable and get Liquid Divinium, like, easily. There's a bunch of ways to glitch it out now, but back in the day, just playing the map and buying doors and buying the mystery box, not even for kills... That was really rare.
A totally new system that
it was so cool.
And you don't have to pay any money for them. Well,
yes.
It turns out that getting these Liquid Diviniums was really, really time consuming, and the game would even cap you at only being able to get 2 per game. And some die
at the beginning of the game. Now they up that cap, but still, like, even if you get to round 100, you'll get like 8 to 10 Liquid Divinium. That's like not even 3 whole spins, bro.
COD Zombies fans weren't too sure about this. They were skeptical. The initial response from Gobblegum, though, was an overnight hit. But people wanted incredible. More, and people wanted more fast. Not just in quantity, however, new Gobblegum. And I'm going to show you how Activision and Treyarch profited and capitalized on this want, and possibly set forward the worst decision-making in Zombies history.
It is so true, because I can understand how Gobblegums introduced this mechanic and monetization in COD Zombies, and now there's like $25 bundles and stuff, but like for Gobblegum, it was worth the changes that it would actually have to your game were mind-blowing, especially watching speedrun world records use them.
The same
so
decision
cool
that people despise about Call of Duty to this very day.
It was just like, it was so interesting, man.
Later on in the game's life cycle, we got DLC 1, Der Eisendrache. Now, not only could you purchase COD points, a new currency reintroduced from Black Ops 1, but now charged at a microtransaction fee, there were 4 brand new Gobblegum introduced. Fatal Contraption, which spawned 2 Death Machine...
One of the best Gobblegums, Mega Gobblegums, to this date, still.
Crawl Space, which made all near...
One of the worst Gobblegums. One of the worst Gobblegums.
Crawlers. Undead Man Walking.
Great Gobblegum.
4 minutes and slowed down all zombies to a shambling speed. And Head Drama. It activated immediately.
An incredible Gobblegum for that map specifically, which is also strange that it came out for DE.
Immediately, and any bullet that
so
hits
weird
will automatically damage their head. Now, is it just me, or do these Gobblegums seem a bit tailored towards Der Eisendrache?
Exactly. No, exactly. Especially when they added Mind Blown, the Zetsubo no Shima popping effect with the skull of Nunsopwe.
Drama comes in really useful for the boss fight and the panzers. Crawl Space would be really useful for the Void Bow. Undead Man Walking seems really useful in general, but I can see how it can be used for some of the steps in the Easter egg, like Simon says. Fatal Contraption to show off the introduction of the new Death Machine power-up, once again brought back from Black Ops 1. This was completely intentional from Activision. They wanted to add to the demand of new Gobblegum.
Not from Activision, I would say more from Treyarch. Like, Activision's like, add the Gobblegums that make it so that the game is easier to play. 100% that was Activision, but Treyarch knew exactly what they were doing, because I know Chucky even suggested the idea of shopping free for like 60 seconds in the map. Everything's for free. Then they literally added it into the game with Chronicles. Like, the community had a massive influence on the Gobblegums that were in BO3. Slaughter Slide, literally banana colada from the community, you know, crazy.
To buy liquid diviniums with. And these new Gobblegums also increased demand because they were completely tailored to the brand new DLC, which had an absolute overwhelming amount of
I just you look up Derision Track, you see my video, you see Noah's tutorials, Milo's tutorials, Derision Track 2. I mean, I think DE and Origins, by far, and I can say this, these are the two most popular COD Zombies maps of all time. Without a doubt. Maybe apart from Keynote or Tone. So, I forgot about the best Zombies map of all time, my bad.
Hype behind it.
But
so,
still.
Let's recap quick. What's gone wrong? Nothing, it seems. The players got what they wanted, a faster way to get liquid diviniums.
Yeah.
Activision seems to be making a lot of money from these microtransactions.
I gotta do it.
Dude. And the players are happy with the
I gotta do it, man. Why is that so active?
New Gobblegum and the ones that
I gotta do
DLC
it,
1.
man.
However, as the DLC season went on, these new Gobblegums got more and more overpowered, such as shopping free, which literally lets you buy every door and every purchase on the map for.
And that was kind of the issue with Gobblegums, is that they would release one like shopping free and then make another one that was added in earlier completely redundant. There's a bunch of them for that. For example, Immolation Liquidation is the best Gobblegum for fire sales for the box, for getting as many weapons as you physically can. And that canceled out Unbearable, Respin Cycle, anything that was related to do with the box itself was just terrible compared to Immolation. So that was a big gameplay design philosophy that they tried to fix in BO4. And they ended up ruining the whole system because of that.
Completely free. People were finding that high rounds and things in the past, such in Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, aren't hitting the same. And it's because the difficulty of the game had just been completely lowered to the
Well, okay, there's a good argument to be made about this, right? Because, listen, you look at BO4, you have classic elixirs that are actually better than the mega elixirs, right? And it goes to show that, like, if you make this system too balanced, then nobody will actually buy the great ones because they're not as good as the classics. Like, the classics, you can use more and more. So you have this weird dichotomy where you need to have them being overpowered for people to buy them and get them. But however, just like he said, it causes all these speed runs and everything to be a little bit easier, a little bit more boring, which is where I believe it's up to the community, like we see on ZWR, to decide this Gobblegum is banned, let's not use it for world records. This Gobblegum is banned, let's not use it for world records. So,
and this
I agree with that.
Things not hitting the same leads me on to my next part in this explanation, because I feel like it's very important to mention how Gobblegum actually could have spiraled into Activision's obsession with monetary gain, especially for the zombies mode. So stay tuned for the final part. And if you haven't already, obliterate that like button and maybe consider subscribing, because this video took me ages.
No, shout out to Roman W, for real. I'm taking this as a moment. I already subbed, haven't liked though. Again, this man has made some incredible content. If he wants me to, I will continue reacting. He's an absolute legend. Check this man out. The consequences. Yeah, this is the interesting part, because this is what's happening now, right?
We got Zombies Chronicles. Now, this is probably the best outcome for a DLC 5 we could have ever had for Black Ops 3. It featured 8 remastered fan favorites, including the original 4 World at War maps minus Durries, Ascension, Shangri-La, Moon, and Origins. With it came 10 new Gobblegums that were probably some of the most overpowered ones we've seen yet in a DLC. I'm not going to go through each and every one of them.
They were busted. Like, game-breaking doesn't even go far enough to describe it. Some of them were just ridiculous. Like, skip a whole round. That one is so insane. You know, people have literally gotten to round 255 4-player in like under 4 hours because of that Gobblegum.
Purely because
you're just able to skip a whole round.
Let me remind you that Power Vacuum was a Gobblegum added in Zombies Chronicles, and we know how that turned out. The more important thing here, however, was that these maps felt too easy yet again, and this was due to the addition of Gobblegum machines placed in areas around the map where they weren't originally.
See, the thing is it's so funny how he's describing all the problems and how BO4 responded to all of these problems, and yet still it wasn't good enough. So it goes to show, people actually like it when things are overpowered. It's just that there needs to be ways for people to also remove those things easily to experience a hardened version rather than always having Gobblegum, right? That needs to be much more easier, and I think that's what COD 2024 is trying to do. We saw in Cold War how they're trying to add more upgrades and make it more in-game playable and earnable. I think we're going to see something like a mixture of what we saw in Cold War and in BO3 with COD 2024.
And although this DLC was probably the best outcome we could have had for the end of Black Ops 3, and it was the top-selling DLC on the PlayStation Store for 2017...
Ever.
As it's aged
crazy.
and time's gone on, these maps have become almost boring. Of course, you can't just blame Gobblegum for this.
I mean, listen, they are Origins is 10 years old this year. You have to realize that, like, we are so long overdue COD being able to just remaster these maps into a regular game at this point. It's absurd.
But I feel like it's played a major hand in this, as it's took away a lot of the replayability value the older titles had. For example, I know this is mainly my skill, but I've never completed the Black Ops 2 Origins Easter egg solo. Black Ops 3, I found...
Well, so that's the other thing, right?
A breeze. Because if I'd ran out of ammo or I needed more points, I could just spawn them in. I didn't need to wait or do any challenges for them like you needed to in Black Ops 2.
So BO4 was trying to fix this, right? BO4 was trying to fix this because they were trying to add mutations, which adds game rules into your game. And so imagine, like, if there was a challenge of the week where it's like, beat the BO2 Origins Easter egg, no Gobblegums, let's say, or beat the BO3 Origins Easter egg, no Gobblegums, and you get this cool weapon skin. That's kind of the idea I feel like BO4 was trying to go for. They didn't ever really end up going for it, but that would have fixed everything that he's talking about right now.
Time, even the games towards like Black Ops 4, where we saw the introduction of elixirs, which were Gobblegum but basically really, really convoluted and complicated. I feel like this then spiraled into...
Well, see, they were convoluted because they were just terribly described. I think the thing is that they were just nerfed Gobblegums, and because you didn't have to have a machine to pick them up as well, it was just busted. And because of the fact that BO4 doesn't have a modded client for PC, it's also just busted because people don't want to go play it. It's a security risk. You still have to buy everything. You can hack all your Nubulian Plasma in, but man, this game's a mess right now. BO4 is having it the worst out of all the games, I feel like.
Bundle system, and we all know how much we love that.
Yeah. It's true. Gobblegums did bring bundles. It's true. Roman's right here, man.
You made it. You made it to the end of the video. First off, I'd like to say a big thank you for watching all the way through. You're a fucking legend.
You're a legend, man. You're a legend.
No fancy editing, no anything. Just
you're a legend. I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
So, did Gobblegum really ruin everything to do with zombies post Black Ops 3? Kind?
I don't think so. He says kinda. I can agree with that. You know?
Although at the time proven innovative and a really, really good feature, as time's gone on and it's aged like milk.
It really has.
Like was
I
the
agree.
Start of the end of zombies. Now I know a lot of people argue that started in BO4. Without Black Ops 3, elixirs might never have existed, and we might have got something completely different. Who knows?
The thing is that BO4 could have had Gobblegums and literally just copy and pasted. I always say this point. BO3 could have been copy and pasted into BO4 with more maps, and people would have loved it. Right? So I don't think it was necessarily to do with the elixir system. It's just the way that Activision has taken this monetization system. And I can guarantee you that people are seeing right now in DMZ specific in-game bonuses that you can get from buying $20 to $30 bundles, right? That might come into COD for COD 2024. I'm scared about that because in DMZ, it's kind of a big deal. Some people are upset about it. But if it comes into zombies, people are going to go insane. Imagine if you could just wear like a different glove set on COD Zombies, right? And it gives you like Juggernog when you spawn in the game. That's so game-breaking, you know? But still, not as game-breaking as what BO3 Gobblegums were, right?
It might not have existed at all, and we would have got factions. Good one. Like
That's
I said,
a joke.
Zombies Decline is not entirely Gobblegum's fault. I just feel like it was the absolute nail in the coffin that allowed Treyarch and Activision to capitalize on the game mode that we know and love and turned it into whatever it is today. Keep in mind, I'm not a Cold War hater. The game's just mind-numbingly easy, and it's just a trap.
I agree. I think the problems with Cold War doesn't really come necessarily from the gameplay. It comes from just like the design choices of it, like from the Warzone sort of familiarity of it and stuff. And so that's why I'm very curious how COD 2024 is going to be, you know, because you know they're going to have operators, you know they're going to have bundles. How are they going to integrate it? Is it going to be like DMZ where you have pay-to-win elements? That's going to be the scare, right?
For new players to get addicted to it and spend more money on bundles. It's as simple as. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I haven't used Gobblegum and enjoyed it myself. It's great being able to load into a game and just getting all the perks on round one, but at the same time, you're just ripping all the fun out of the game, man. So that's why I'm saying if you want to take one...
Like, I agree and I disagree. I loved Gobblegums for, like, Mythbusters disgusting. But the thing is that I think Gobblegums should be brought back, even the broken ones, but just have it easier, like I said, to differentiate between using them and not using them. Like, there should be different medals, for example, that you get per map that show if you've done an Easter egg without Gobblegums or without Jug or something crazy like that, you know? If you had those type of elements where people could showcase them publicly, like, not just like a calling card or an emblem, but something more than that, that's where it could be really cool.
Away from this
right?
video. It's that try playing Black Ops 3 without Gobblegum. Try playing Black Ops 4
True.
without Elixirs. And try playing Cold War on a new account without all your Ethereum upgrades. It's honestly refreshing and it feels like a totally different game. I'm not even joking.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Bloons Tower Defense, for example, has these weekly challenges that they add where it's like, do this with these certain towers, with these certain upgrades and stuff. Call of Duty just needs to do the same. Imagine if they were like, do the whole Easter egg with the M1911 only. And how few people would actually complete that, right? That would be crazy to see, you know?
Try beating the Horizon Drag Easter egg without Megas. It's
exactly.
Kind of difficult.
Exactly.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have
incredible video, Roman. Incredible video.
On your sofa
absolutely,
couch.
go check out Roman. He's an absolute G. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the dark truth about Gobblegums. Will they come back? Is it gonna just be operator bundles? We'll have to wait and see. Appreciate y'all chat. Thank you again so much, and I'll see y'all in that next one.